Welcome back, everyone, to episode 42. And I want to welcome everybody on the live chat, everybody who's not on the live chat, who decides not to chime in and chat with everyone else having fun. But this is our first episode on October, and hopefully it's special because it looks like we have a full moon outside. And other than that, you know what? I have my co-host here, Marvelous Inc. And the last time we were here was when retired Detective Gil Carrillo was here. And we spoke on The Night Stalker, which I believe to me that was a memorable night because at least I got a chance to ask him everything that I wanted to. Probably didn't get all the answers that I thought I was going to get, but hey, who else to get it from except the horse's mouth, you know? So other than that, Marvelous, how have you been? How you feeling this October?
I'm feeling good, bro. Thank you for having me. Thank you for everybody that's tuning in right now too. And yeah, it feels it's exciting, bro, you know, to start off this new month. Yes,
this whole new month. And like I said, we're going to go ahead and try to make it happen every Friday. Okay, I'm not going to guarantee that, but because it isn't so much like the Marvel lives too close or that too far, but I would like to fit it in also with his schedule. But if for some reason he's not able to make it at least one of the Fridays of this month, what I would do, I will go live and just take phone calls and have you guys call in and share your stories. At least we'll give you guys that, since many of you guys have requested that. But one thing that I do want to talk about, and it's a topic that's been trending for all you Netflix watchers, okay? And it's called Monster, and it's the story of Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay.
No. Monster is the one with Eileen Wuornos.
I understand that.
Oh, okay.
That's
okay.
But Monster is actually the name of the Netflix show.
Oh, really?
It says Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story.
My bad.
And then we're going to get into that monster as well. So it was released September 21st of this year, and it's on Netflix. I know everybody's watched it. Maybe you guys have not all finished watching it. But many of you guys have requested for us to give our reaction on the Jeffrey Dahmer story. Now, I was a little hesitant on watching it, and I'll tell you why. And I think, and I hope some people don't get offended. But when I first watched the first episode, I just saw too much man-on-man stuff. And that just rubbed me the wrong way, so I kind of just turned it off. And a couple of days later, I continued watching it, and it got better and better and better and better. So I watched all 10 episodes. So before I give my reaction, Marvelous, how far did you get in the episodes?
I didn't get as far as you got.
Okay.
But I don't feel like I needed to get as far as I did because, I mean, it was during my era. So I was pretty privy on everything that went down, all that ugly shit, you know, from him trying to get rid of the bodies in acid and all that stuff, bro. Him keeping the skulls and wanting him to possess or a form of possession. I don't know how he figured that out, but essentially just keeping these men with him. They couldn't leave ever. Yeah. And, you know, I saw so many interviews, and just like yourself, I was already pretty well schooled on Jeffrey Dahmer, just like I was on, Richard Ramirez. But me, when I saw this one, and then watching the interviews once again, it's almost like they took everything that he said he did on these interviews and they just implemented in this documentary, or should I say docuseries or
the story, if you will. And I thought they did a great job. Did a great job. When I posted it on the Freaky Tales podcast page on Instagram, I gave it a 7. When I went back and looked at it, I would probably say it's between an 8 and a 9 now. I changed my mind because I went back and I looked at some of the interviews. And one thing about Jeffrey Dahmer, I don't know if you've seen recently any of his real actual interviews when he's sitting next to his father. This guy has no problem admitting what he did. Okay? And this was the disturbing part, Marvelous, is that he admits eating, killing, kidnapping, drugging, raping, He didn't have a problem admitting none of that, okay? But my thing is this. He says all of that right next to his father. Look, if that was me, but then again, I'm not him, so I don't understand his mind. How can you admit all of that in your father and not feel any kind of shame or remorse or at least embarrassment for the least?
Right. And then what is his dad thinking? Is his dad thinking like, where in the hell did I mess up in his life? Was I not there? Where could this have all started? And I guess he said it started with him killing animals and shit, or bringing it the body parts of animals from
roadkill.
Yeah, roadkill, right?
Yeah, and his father, I noticed within a lot of interviews, because his father was on Larry King, his father was on Oprah, his father was on many interviews, and I noticed that español se dice siempre le quiso tapar a su hijo. He was always trying to cover for his son.
Yeah,
And one thing that I noticed, like they would say, well, like Larry King said he was into cannibalism, and his father would pretty much say, like, downplay to say, well, he ate a little bit, not as much as they blew it out of proportion. Bro, if he ate it, he ate it.
Yeah, and it makes you think, where in the hell is the father's head? Like, does he have tendencies like that? Did he ever do some shit like that? I mean, I question that shit,
His father did say that he did have certain tendencies that could have led to that, but not the ones that his son was doing.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. So, but all in all, I thought it was well put together. I think it's entertaining, and in time for you guys in October to watch something. Definitely don't watch with no kids around. But it's actually pretty entertaining. It's really weird, but I think you're going to get the full story in its entirety in those 10 episodes. I believe it's worth watching. Like there's other ones, The Night Stalker, again, I thought that was worth watching. I saw also the John Wayne Gacy. I thought that one was worth watching. And then where Ted Bundy, where Zac Efron played Ted Bundy, I thought he did a great job. That one's worth watching. So I think this Dahmer one right now, as far as my reaction is concerned, I think it's probably the best one out of all the ones I just mentioned. So, but yeah, they found a skull in his head. Genitals. They found a skull. A head in the refrigerator along with genitals, and then they found skulls. Yeah, bones. And then a tub full of. It was a 50 or 60 pound tub full of acid.
Yeah.
And but it was just. It was just so much, and I think it was at 17, 18, 19 bodies they found total in his house.
Was it that many?
Yeah, it was that many. Yeah, of different people, But I'll say one last thing before we pretty much, anything else you may want to add, feel free to interject at any time. But when I saw an interview on him yesterday, they asked him, when did all of this start for you? And he just said when he always imagined picking up a male hitchhiker. Okay? In other words, he had a homosexual fantasy.
Yeah.
And he finally picks one up, brings him to his house, and he wanted to leave. He said, I just never wanted to be alone. And he ends up hitting him with something because he didn't want him to leave. And I guess he said he didn't realize he killed him. He said after that, that's when it just become like, okay, I can do this. So do you think this had anything to do with his behavior? They said that when his mom was pregnant with him, they were giving her so much prescription drugs that possibly could have had an effect on the way he thought.
You know what? I don't think. Yes and no. I think that, yeah, in a way, but literally everybody knows where I go with this. I think it literally has to do with scripture and the curse on their bloodline. That's my personal perspective of it. But yeah, I do know about like birth controls or certain prescription drugs that do play a heavy part in how your baby's going to be born, or whether it's going to be side effects in the brain or physical things in the body that take place. My daughter, for instance, I had one of my little baby girls. She was born with club feet, and we had a lawsuit against the pharmaceutical company for the birth control called Yaz. And there was a big old thing where a lot of parents, babies were born with club feet, but to anybody, it might not seem like a big deal, but it is a big deal. My daughter had to have her Achilles tendon cut two different times, and she had to wear braces until she was about 6 months. And she's okay now, but it's the whole trauma of going through that stuff. Why would you even want to be on prescriptions when you're pregnant or anything? It's going to go to the baby. The baby is going to consume some of that.
Yeah. And so they were saying, did that play an effect, in his behavior? Some people said maybe because his father was always working, father was never there, so they left him alone, and there he was in the woods, experimenting with these animals. Now, here's my thing, okay? This is something I read a long time ago, and it could have just been this. My parents raised me right. I chose to do wrong all on my own. And maybe he just chose to do wrong all on his own.
Yeah.
Okay, he had that adrenaline rush, that he loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, you start to think that this guy, was having sex with these dead bodies. This guy was, peeling off their skin, eating their hearts, and even telling them this beforehand. I saw the trial of the guy who said what he put on The Exorcist. And he was going back and forth, and he was chanting. And it's available on YouTube. And then the lawyer even said, can you even give the chance? And he did it a little bit, and then he also mentioned that he would, I'm going to eat your heart.
Yeah.
So, he knew what the hell he was doing. Now, and at the same time, he had no problem admitting that he knew what he was doing. And when his father told him, we're going to go ahead and plead insanity, because about 30 years ago, Ed Gein was what they built the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie on, what they built Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lamb on, and what they built the other guy, Silence of the Lamb, what's his name? Buffalo Bill, I believe they called him.
Okay.
And then the guy who actually ate the body parts in the movie as well. I'm trying to remember his name, but if it's all in Silence of the Lambs and in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that's what they got the idea to make Ed Gein the story, because that's what he was doing. So the dad said 30 years ago, Ed Gein wasn't, they just gave him life because he pleaded insanity. Okay. So he said, that's what we're going to do. And Jeffrey Dahmer said, I don't want to plead insanity. I knew what I was doing.
Straight out, huh?
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. So this was just a very, very sick individual. And obviously he didn't think like us, but you know what? He goes to jail. He one of his last interviews, he claims he becomes a born-again Christian. And I saw him speak, and how he said he gave his life to Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ is the creator of the universe.
Dahmer?
Jeffrey Dahmer, yes. It blew me away what I was watching. And you guys can Google this. It's Dahmer sits down with his father, and they interviewed him in jail, and he said that he repented, and soon after that they killed him.
Yeah, they said one of the inmates said that he used to put like ketchup on his food, and he'll be acting like they were body parts and taunting other inmates and stuff like that.
Yes, and he loved the attention he was getting. He loved getting autographs. I mean, sending out autographs. He loved collecting money. He finally got the attention that he wanted.
Yeah, some people like that. You got to watch out for people that seek attention. They crave that, and they start to idolize themselves. And there's a situation currently going on with an individual that idolizes himself, and he wants to be the focal point of all this attention that he's getting. And he loves it. He craves it. He wants more and more and more and more. And if he can't have it, he starts crying.
And that's the dangers of it today, because you know what? I saw a post that said this: attention is one hell of a drug, and many people can get consumed by it. Like, again, a lot of, when they found out what he was doing, I mean, what he had done, and then signing autographs and sending them out, and then collecting fan mail, for eating and killing people.
Yeah.
He was a celebrity in there. Out here, you have people because of social media
Right.
that just love the attention.
Right. They say a like is to the equivalent of doing a line of coke. It releases that many endorphins in your brain.
And you know what? And I believe it because we are starting to see people. And let's take it a step further. Even in the whole podcasting business, okay, we're starting to see people that are starting to become, if you will, drunk and consumed with the likes, the shares, the comments, and it's totally consuming them, and it can lead all to a bad place.
Yeah, I believe that, bro. Fact.
So, okay, so that was that was our reaction. Overall, from what you saw, you thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. They got it on point. I feel badly, like that little the Asian kid that got away, and then the police take him back and they turn him in, like to give him back to him. Like that was pretty messed up. Did those cops get prosecuted afterward? Did anything happen with them?
In the series, they actually got suspended with pay.
Man.
Then they went to the union, and the union gave them back their job.
That's crazy.
Okay, so once again, that's Dahmer, or should I say Monster, the story of Jeffrey Dahmer. So now let's talk about another movie called Monster, and it came out on December 17th, 2003. And this one tells us a little bit about, it's based on the life of Eileen
Wuornos.
Okay. And she was an American serial killer in 1989 to 1990. While engaging in street prostitution along highways in Florida, she shot dead and robbed 7 of her male clients. So this woman was literally prostituting herself, and then after a while, I guess just killed them.
Yeah.
Now, did you watch the movie?
Yeah, I like the movie. Was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Share a little bit from what you know about Eileen.
So she was she had a rough childhood. She wasn't accepted. She was kind of like dismissed by her family and stuff. She actually like stayed in the woods behind her home and stuff like that. She became, well, I guess she was straight for a while. Later on became to like women, and she ended up having this girlfriend while in the midst of killing these men. She said it all started off by one of her clients that when she was prostituting actually taking advantage of her and beating her and raping her. And that's where it all, came to be, where she just started killing these guys, and she felt like she was getting rid of the scum of the earth,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So in her mind, you know what? I'll take their money and then just kill them because they're scum.
But if they didn't do it, they were going to do it to somebody else, she said.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think she was a product of her environment, or do you just think she was just crazy? Or maybe both?
I don't think that she was crazy. I don't. And the reason why, and here's where conspiracy comes into play. She said there were certain programs going on in the facility that she was housed in, the correctional facility, and they were using radio wave frequency to mess with certain parts of her brain. And I know that to be fact because I've studied on that in the prison system or the correctional facilities, where they do have programs where they do studies on inmates not knowing, and they produce a certain frequency geared towards a group of inmates to cause friction, or a certain inmate to test what these ranges of frequencies are doing to them, and then administer some sort of psychiatric meds to them.
Wow. And the purpose of this is what? Like this works. It may not work on this person, may work different on male, may work different on females, or are they pretty much just experiments?
So I think, part of it's experiments. And I think part of it is like, so what? Who cares? They commit crimes anyways. Like, it doesn't really matter what we do to them.
Yeah, I that part I do believe. I do believe, and because I did see some interviews on her. And just her face, she, I don't want to use the word crazy, but she almost looked like she's tweaked out.
Right.
And like you said, if she didn't do it, they didn't do it to me, they were going to do it to somebody else. But man, like to take somebody's life like that, you sleep with them and then you just take their money and you shoot them or whatever. But she was considered a serial killer. I even forgot, this part, I would say this shamefully, I don't even do my research on this part. I know that she passed away, that she died already.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with how she passed away?
Yeah, they actually executed her. The day before they executed her, though, they did an interview. People could go look that up. It's called Eileen Wuornos. what is it? I guess this the
Pretty much her last interview.
her
before
last
she was-
interview before they killed her, bro. They asked her what she thought about it. She was mad because they were making money off of the movie that they were making. A lot of the police officers were getting paid for telling their story or selling their story, and they benefited off of her book and movie rights and all that.
Well, isn't that what Hollywood does?
Yeah, they're gonna do that. So
So,
you know,
okay, moving on. Here we have in Stockton, California. Here we have someone that they're calling a serial killer. Okay. And it says 5 recent shootings, deaths in Stockton, and 1 in Oakland last year appeared to be connected, prompting police to call the incidents serial killings. So now 6 men were killed, 5 in Stockton this year, and 1 in Oakland last year. The victims' identity identified by police as 35-year-old Paul Alexander, 43-year-old Salvador, 21-year-old Jonathan, 52-year-old Juan, and 50 years old Lorenzo Lopez. So here we have all but one that is in their 20s. Okay, the victim in Oakland was a 40-year-old Hispanic man affiliated with KTVU, reported that the coroner identified the man as Juan Miguel Vasquez Serrano. Okay, so that's a total of 6. So now this guy's going around just shooting people. So now they're calling him a serial killer. They have no footage. They have no clues. They have nothing to go on. Sounds like a case for Gil Carrillo.
yeah,
You know, because I think in this situation, you have to think almost like the way he would. There's a Netflix special, I believe it came out in 2017, and I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's called Mindhunters.
minor. That sounds familiar.
Okay.
I don't know.
What it is, it's a young dude in his 20s, I believe, in his late 20s. And he, by the way, I recommend it. There's a lot of talking, but I recommend it. And the whole get down of this, of this series is that he's trying to understand criminals the way they think. He's a blue collar white kid that is a negotiator. In his mind, he failed negotiating because the guy who he was negotiating with ended up blowing his head off. Even though he saved all the hostages, he still felt like, you know what, I could have done better. So he goes back to school. Then when he goes back to school, he meets somebody that tells him, you need to go hook up with this guy. So he hooks up with that guy. Another detective. Detective tells him, look, here's how you're going to learn. I go pretty much like from San Diego all the way like to Boston. And I stop at all police departments and I give lectures there on how to understand the criminal, on why. So he's learning, and then finally he ends up going to, I believe, San Quentin, where he meets an actual criminal and he begins to talk to him. But it's the crazy part is that criminal is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, at least to him. So he's kind of lost and he's not understanding. My thing is this. If I were to interview a criminal, like let's just say Richard Ramirez, let's just say if I had an opportunity to interview Ted Bundy or, this guy that we just talked about, Jeffrey Dahmer, I don't think they're going to tell us the truth. They may just tell us what we want to hear.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll ever tell us the truth.
So in this instance, how would you profile a killer like that? Since the victims are all men, what would that assume to be the killer to be? Like, would he be scorned? And no offense to the gay community, but would he be a scorned gay man? Why would he be killing just men?
If he was gay, I mean, if those other men were gay, then I would understand. Maybe we have a gay serial killer.
Right.
Okay. There's a movie, I believe it's called Cruising. I believe it's called Cruising. If you guys want to get Scarface out of your mind and forget about the movie Scarface, watch, I believe it's Cruising with Al Pacino. He actually plays a gay man in this movie.
What?
Yes.
Damn, I never even heard of that shit.
Yes, and it's based on the 70s in San Francisco. And the reason why I bring that up is because there's a gay serial killer killing other gay men in San Francisco. So he goes undercover and goes to all these gay clubs and learns how to be gay. Okay? By the way, you know what the word swag means? SWAG. Everybody uses it today like if it's a cool word. like swag, swag, swag. It's actually an old gay word from the 70s when it was, if you will, outlawed, or when people were shameful to come out and say they were gay. If I would look at you and I wanted to tell you that I was gay, I would say swag.
Yeah.
And then you would say swag. That was like our word. Secretly, we are gay.
Really?
That's what it stood for.
I know the new term when people want to say that they're gay, they say Calimac. But I don't know.
Oh, no, I never. But
I mean, you know,
yeah.
that's another story.
But yeah, so that's okay. But so this Al Pacino goes undercover.
That's crazy, though.
And here's the crazy part. He goes to gay stores and they're selling bandanas there. And he said, like, what's with the bandanas? And the guy pretty much tells him, you're not really gay then, right? And he said, well, I'm just learning. So he tells them where, like, for example, well, the yellow one's for golden showers.
Oh, hell no.
Okay. And then he says, okay. And he goes, you wear it on the right, means you give it. You wear it on the left, it means you take it.
Damn, they got all kinds of codes, huh?
Yeah, they have all kinds of codes. So to profile this guy, I guess if these men that he was killing were gay, then I'd probably say he was a gay serial killer. But we don't have much to go on other than what the news gives us.
There's a story on another killer. He was a hitman for the mob, Iceman. Have you ever heard of him?
Yes.
So there was another mafia dude from another family, and that guy was an undercover gay. And he found out about it, and what he did was he dressed up like a gay dude. He started acting like he was gay to get close enough to him. So while he was at this, he found this gay bar that he was at. So he's dancing like he's gay and stuff like that, trying to play the part, until he got close enough to him on the dance floor and poked him with a syringe that was dipped in cyanide, and he just pricked him, and the guy fell up and had a heart attack and died.
Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy hit that he did.
Yeah, so once again, if you guys want to watch Cruising, don't blame me after you guys watch it, because there's actual scenes where Al Pacino's literally like naked in bed with another man.
Damn, I never even heard of a movie like that.
Now, you want to know a freaky story? And this was told to me by somebody in Hollywood, in the music business, or in the film industry, and throughout the years, people have told me stuff like this. That if you ever want to go to the next level in your career as far as an actor, you have to play a gay role. You have to kiss another man, or or a woman kiss another woman, or dress up, or throw on the dress type of deal. I mean, when you look at some of your favorite actors, a lot of them threw on the dress thing. They acted like women, or they were men, or they played gay roles, and many times some people played gay roles and won Academy Awards. So that's what. So like I said, if you want to watch, I believe it's Cruising. Look it up, Al Pacino. It was came out in the 70s, and he played and it's funny because he at the end of the movie, he catches the killer. Then what happens is, he's getting dressed in the mirror, and the movie ends that he's wearing the bandana, and he pretty much is gay. Like, he doesn't have to be undercover gay no more, but he just stays that way. Yeah. There was another movie that I wanted to bring up that you brought up. You said Snowman, if I'm correct?
The Iceman?
Iceman. Yeah, there was another movie. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to recall the name of it again. But it had to do with something like what you had just mentioned. But now, serial killers today, man. Again, going back to this Stockton guy, they have no clues. The only footage they have is somebody walking. And they're saying by the way he's walking, I read comments, okay, and I don't know because everybody has their own walk. But somebody was saying, "Oh, that was a gay man." I mean, or that was a gay black man. How do you know that?
I think it's all put up by, like, I don't even really believe, I mean, there might be a serial killer, but I believe that this is a false flag. I think there probably is somebody out there killing somebody, but I think it's all staged. I think it's a staged event, bro. I mean, to be honest with you.
And what he's doing, he's just shooting people. Yeah. That's the same thing that David Berkowitz did, the son of Sam. Now, going back to Dahmer, one thing that I never heard him talk about in interviews was his satanic altar. In this series, he had a satanic altar.
Who?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, his grandmother found it.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, his grandmother found it, and then the dad told him, get rid of that stuff. And he just said something like, oh, it was just an experiment. I was trying something, whatever. But he did have it, and he admits it in an interview, but he never elaborates on it. And I wonder why not.
Yeah.
You know, when we asked Gil Carrillo about Richard Ramirez being a Satanist, he said, I didn't care.
Yeah.
You know, there has to be some type of connection, because now I wonder, are these serial killings as far as satanic serial killings?
And then how many people do you actually have to kill to be a serial killer? Like, what does that consist of?
Yeah, I had heard, I don't know if this is true.
Yeah.
Somebody had said 6 or 7 and up. This guy only has 6. So is he, and that woman, she killed, I think, 7 men.
Eileen Wuornos, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think 6 or 7. And let's be honest, there's a bunch of guys in the hood that are serial killers.
Yeah.
And you know,
Facts.
so, okay. Here's something that I want to touch on, because eventually we got a few minutes. We're going to be going to break. Man, about 20 minutes, okay? This is a subject that a lot of people like to talk about. Some people are not well informed in this. But some people want to be informed. So I'm going to start off with you, and I'm going to kick off the subject, and then eventually after these 20 minutes, we're going to go to take our 5-minute intermission break. And when we come back, we're going to put up the number where people can just call in and share and talk. If you guys want to give your reaction on Dahmer, or your reaction on Eileen, the monster movie, if you want to give your reaction on the Stockton serial killer, or whatever we're about to talk about, call in. The only thing I ask you is, please do not call in with a conversation. Call in with a question.
The question.
Please, I'm asking you, be mindful, because many people call in and they say, oh, I forgot my question. Or I have 2 questions. We're asking just for 1 question. So if you say I have 2 questions and I cut you off, please understand that I'm letting you guys know beforehand. Okay, now, I went to go buy some protein the other day, and the lady that was selling it to me, she really, really shocked me by what she said. She said, Tony, and I said, yes. She said, do you believe we're living in the last days? Now, keep in mind, she has never, ever
Spoke to you about
like that. Never. And then I said, oh, what would make you ask me that question? You know, because she doesn't know what I know. She just knows me as a customer. And then she says, I don't know. And then she looked like she was crying.
Damn.
And I said, is everything okay? And she goes, do you believe we're heading into a new world order?
Oh.
Do you believe this is going to go into a one world government, one world currency, one world religion? And I just said, I don't know. What do you think? And she said, I believe we are. I'm hoping not, but I believe we are. And I don't know. Do you think things are going to get better? And I said, look, I'm a person that likes to believe that there's going to be great days ahead, but I'm also a realist. I believe that it's going to get bad. Yeah, it is going to get worse. I do believe that. You know, I would like to say, no, it's going to be great from here on out. But at least the way I believe, I said, I just believe that things, I would be lying to you if I told you that, you know. So now, Marvelous, let me ask you this. And I'm going to use her question as a springboard for you to dive into it. Do you believe we're living in the last days?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe that there will be a one world order, a one world government, a one world currency?
I believe that we're already in that. As far as currency, they're staging those that process as we speak. You know, by not accepting cash and all that or whatever. But yeah, I believe we're already in the new world order.
Okay. Now, this may be an odd question, but I have to ask it. How long are the last days supposed to last?
Well, that's the thing. We live in a man-made time. Time is man-made. And, you know, if you go to scripture, it says the Most High moves in portals. So his time period can be, you know, 3 days to us can be 30 years to him. So, I mean.
Or vice versa.
Or vice versa, I mean, you know. So, we don't really know, you know. So we go out based off our lifetime, our lifetime span, whatever, you know, that is. But yeah, I definitely believe that we're gonna see a lot of shit, if not experience the last days and the very last days, or the second deluge or the destruction of Earth within our lifetime, bro.
I believe that as well. I have to agree with you 100. And sometimes when we talk about things like this, even though it's a reality, a lot of people will label us, oh, those are the doom and gloom guys. You know, no, it's just reality, bro. You know, it's not always going to be, good. I mean, we hope for it, but if you study like how we study and looked into it, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I like that you said man-made time, if you will. Let me give an example of the way I began to think the last maybe 15 years, okay, when it comes to time. There's a scripture that reads, a day with the Lord is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like a day with the Lord. Now, some people may say, well, then a day's like 1,000 years in heaven. But, okay, that's not what it said. It's a day to the Lord, not us.
Yeah.
To him, it's like a day.
Yeah.
1,000 years is like a day, or a day is like 1,000 years. Okay. We tend to think linear. And when you think linear, think of a straight line. Here you have, Tony was born, 1968. Here's the present, and here's where I'm going to die. So we tend to think like this, okay? I tend to think cyclical now. Cyclical, meaning that I believe all things come in full circle. If we start to look at the things from the very beginning, it was evening and then it was morning. It was evening and it was morning. After 24 hours, it repeats itself. After 1 week, it repeats itself. After 1 month, it repeats itself. There is a cycle, okay? So now, keep that in mind, the cyclical thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. When we talk about the last days, and if you guys want to look it up, I'll give you guys the chapters. Is Matthew 24, Luke 21, and Mark 13. Those are 3 gospels right there that will cover the Olivet Discourse, where the disciples actually comes to Jesus and asks him this question. Actually, 2 questions. When are these things going to take place? In other words, the end.
Yeah.
And what are the signs? Okay. And this is beautiful right here, because the first thing he said wasn't rumors of wars. He didn't say wars. He didn't say famines. He didn't say pestilence first. The first thing he said was, beware that you are not deceived. So deception will be in the last days, okay? People being deceived. He mentions that 3 times in that entire chapter.
Yeah.
3 times. You know how many times he mentions rumors of wars? 1 time. You know how many times he mentions famines? 1 time. You know how many times he mentions pestilence? 1 time. But deception, he mentions 3 times. So he's telling us in the last days there will be deception, okay? So now, anyways, so my thing is this, that when they asked him for the signs, he always referred to the very beginning. And the very beginning was this. Well, what's it going to be like before you return? And what he said, as it was in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah. We already know that. Yeah. In other words, that those days will come full circle.
Yep.
Here's another one, and I think you'll be interested in this one. And another, Luke 21, asked him, what would be the signs? And he said, as it was in the days of Noah before the flood. What happened in the days of Noah? The sons of God came down and were with women. Okay? And from there came the giants, or the Nephilims.
Right.
Okay. So are we going to see that before the return, or before in the last days?
Well, that lineage is already here of the Nephilim.
Okay.
That's just been changed to the pheno of the women, where they've gotten smaller in stature. Their 6 fingers that they used to have has come down to 5. There's many things, but I believe that the Nephilim are still here. I could show you a gang of you could say, oh, they're basketball players, or maybe they're just athletes and they eat healthy or whatever. No. I'll show you a breakdown how these guys are really, I believe that they're still from that tribe. And it says a remnant of them will be left over. He was not going to destroy all of them. That's why he sent our tribe to go destroy them. Every man, woman, and child of that tribe, that seed.
Well, it does mention again, and again, when I read, the Bible, I don't read it like a religious book. I read it like a history book, but I believe it's full of true information. Okay. And it does state that there were giants before the flood and after. And after.
Yep.
You know, but a lot of times we just miss those things, you know. So I do believe that what happened in the beginning will come full circle today.
Yeah.
You know, and I believe it's happening. So when somebody asks me, do I believe we are in the end times or the last days? Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say one thing, bro. My bad. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Go for it.
Do you know a man by the name of George Carlin from back in the days?
No, I cannot say.
He was a comedian / actor. He was actually the guy that was in Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure with the phone booth.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so there's a skit that he did, and I think it's called Time. And what is time? And he does it on YouTube. His name's George Carlin. For anybody that wants to see it, type in George Carlin and type in time or what is time. And he does a whole comedy spiel on it. But the comedy spiel is like he's stating facts. Like, where does time come from? And he gives a breakdown of where it comes from, bro. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you believe that when a person dies, do they go into a dimension where time does not exist?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why it could mean a day's like 1,000 years and 1,000 years is like a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know me and you have talked about this briefly. I do believe that there will be, people call him Antichrist, people call it anti-Messiah. And I do believe that if we are going to see this come to fruition in our lifetime, I believe that Antichrist is alive right now.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any idea of where he's going to come from?
I think probably North Hollywood somewhere.
Okay.
I'm not. My bad.
It's okay.
Nah, but he's here, bro. I believe that,
Okay.
definitely.
Many prophetic circles believe that he's going to come from Europe. Some people said he's going to come from the Middle East. Nobody really knows. The Bible gives clues.
The
Okay.
Middle East. What about the Middle West?
You know, maybe. Okay. Now, it's funny because, you know, when Obama was president, there was a lot of, and when I say prophetic circles, people that study prophecy,
Right.
a lot of people thought Barack Obama was the guy because remember, he was from Africa, his father was from Africa, and his mother was from Germany. He's half white and half black.
Right.
Okay. He's not a black man from this country.
Right.
Okay. So a lot of people said, okay, maybe that's what they meant in the Bible, that maybe. And then some people even made jokes and even went as far as saying, if he's not the Antichrist, then he's just the employee of the month.
Well, what about his husband, Michael Levon? That could be, you know.
His husband.
Yeah. His husband, Michael Levon. For those that want to know, look up Michael Levon, who that is.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about this. So Michelle Obama is...
Michael Levon.
Wow. Now, that was a curveball right there. I didn't see that one coming.
I don't think he did either.
Okay.
But yeah, Joan Rivers actually exposed it. She died right after that too, after she exposed it.
Yeah,
too.
she did. She actually came out and said, and these are her words, not mine, we do have the first gay president.
Transgender president.
Yeah.
Correct.
And he goes, oh, yeah, she had no problem saying Obama.
Right.
She had no problem saying that. I don't think that Obama is out of the picture yet. I do believe that if his wife or Michael Levon decides to run, I do think they'll win.
Probably.
You know, I mean, but today we don't have much to choose from.
Heck no. And then remember, they give you your choices. It's not like we're picking anybody.
Right.
They're giving you the options, you know?
Yeah. We got a few minutes before we go to break. But now, as far as, you know, I just want to inform the people once again that when we come back from our 5-minute intermission break, that we're going to take phone calls. We're going to give people more of an opportunity more time to call and to share. If you have a story, you have a question, please get to it quickly. Okay.
I want to hear some good stories.
Yeah, I hope so. But please, just in a timely manner.
Yeah.
Please. Now, when the scriptures talk about in Revelation 13, and it talks about having a mark on your right hand or on your forehead, do you believe that possibly can lead to the chip, the RFID chip?
Yeah, I think that the chip though, like, I mean, it says the hand and it says the head. But I believe that it's going to be encrypted into your blood, like it is now with this nanotechnology that's going on, and these injections that they're doing with the nanotechnology and fusing itself with your blood. You know, that's why I think we talked about it last time, where these people like from the LA coroner's office and different coroners, that they're not being able to embalm these people that are dying anymore. So embalming, when they embalm somebody upon your death, that is to prolong the decompose. What's that word I'm looking for? The decomposition of the body, right? So you could have a funeral service or whatever. So they're not able to do that no more, you know, because the embalming fluid or whatever that's going through your body is not able to work its way through your veins or through the blood or through the veins.
Right.
It's making like a gelatin or whatever.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'll show you a video after.
Okay. Now, why are they doing that? Another experiment?
Well, what I know, and I break it down with biblical prophecy, is because they're trying to change the encoding of a certain bloodline's DNA. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody here on the live chat dropped $1.99, and it's Betty Ciliro. Okay. Have you watched The Terrifier?
No.
No, neither have I. But I'll Google it and look it up. Alex, you want to go ahead and give out those
Handle that, Alex.
those people that have been dropping on the live chat, please? I would greatly appreciate it. So let me know when you're ready.
Okay, so $5 came from Freeway City Raised _
Okay.
He dropped $5. Let me see. It says marvelous. The phone conversation this morning was firme. Took the time out of my busy schedule to chop it up. Maravilla in the 951.
I appreciate you, homie. Thank you for hitting me up.
Okay, and we got Memo Juarez. He dropped $9.99. He says marvelous, a solid dude. Hope all is well, carnal.
I appreciate you too, carnal.
Okay. Was that it?
I think that was it, right?
Okay. Good. You know what? And I want to first and foremost, I want to thank all of you guys for participating and being a part of the live chat, being a part of the show. And for those of you that have blessed us with those live chats, you know, greatly appreciate it. So that's why we're going to be taking our time. We got about 3 minutes. We're going to be taking our time when we take your phone calls. Like I said, we're going to give you more of time, more of an opportunity to get your calls in so that nobody's left out, because many people always tell me, you know what, Tone, I try calling in, but I can't. So today we're going to give them more time. Okay. And I hope you guys are enjoying this episode. You know a lot of times, Marvelous, I talk about certain subjects that, especially when it comes to biblical prophecy, that it may go over somebody's head, you know. So if you feel that you didn't know what I was talking about, or can I give those scriptures, or Tony, where do you get your information? Please call. And that's one thing that Marvelous has always said, and I've said, don't believe us. Do your own research. Then, you know, come back, and then if you want to, you know, ask us again, and do it. If you want to ask us live, then do it. But we welcome you guys to go ahead and call us and ask us. Now, before we go, we have a couple of more minutes. So far, I want to talk about dreams that I've been having for the last couple of years. And since we only have a few minutes, I kind of don't want to dive too much into it. But I've shared this on other episodes. I believe that in these last days that we are going to have an alien invasion. And this is what I mean by alien invasion. I'm not talking about like real Martians, UFOs.
Right.
I believe it's the people here, our people, that is going to fake an alien invasion.
Right.
Okay. Maybe it's just to strike fear in humanity.
Yeah.
Okay. But the last one that I had, and it lasted 3 days because it literally scared the hell out of me. I was in Palos Verdes, which is kind of like the harbor area of Beverly Hills out here. And there's certain areas where you could look down and you could see the whole ocean. Okay. In my dream, the whole ocean was looked like it was boiling. Okay. And before you know it, things were popping out. They were shooting out. And when they were shooting out, it looked like robotic or UFOs, aliens landing in cities and destroying cities.
Damn.
Okay. You know what it reminded me of? Have you seen Battle Los Angeles?
Yeah, yeah.
It reminded me of that coming out of the ocean. But I've been having these same dreams for years, the exact same dream.
Damn.
You know, now I'm not trying to scare nobody or trying to make anybody a believer. I'm just sharing the dream because some dreams are just dreams. And many dreams can contain messages.
Yeah.
You know, there's been many people that have seen, that have had prophetic dreams, whether it's a dream or it's a vision. Okay. Have you ever given much thought? Do you believe that we'll be visited, or at least it will be like a hoax visit?
Oh yeah, the hoax, definitely. Yeah, that's put on by the government to fool the masses, because they want you to believe in planets and stuff like that, when it's really portals that they're opening, and it's already the demonic beings that come from the 9 lower realms.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're approaching our time right now, and we're going to go ahead and take a 5-minute intermission break. So once again, you guys hang in there, give us 5 minutes, and we're going to come back and we're going to start taking calls immediately. So I want to thank you guys for being there, everybody who's on the live chat. And once again, if you guys think, what are these guys talking about, please call in. Honestly, we're asking you guys to call in, because it's easy to be on the live chat and laugh and talk and criticize, but when we're giving you the opportunity to ask us, why do you believe this, or where do you get your info from, we're giving you guys the opportunity. So other than that, 5-minute intermission break, you guys, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Thank you guys for tuning in to Freaky Tales Podcast. Welcome back, everyone, to episode 42 on this Freaky Friday, on this full moon Friday. At least it looked like a full moon. And when I say full moon, I'm talking F-U-L-L, not F-O-O. Okay. So once again, thank you, everybody, for tuning in on this Freaky Tales Friday. Many of you guys have been requesting it, so here we are. We're going to give everybody an opportunity to make the calls and share your stories. Or if you have a question, once again, get immediately to your question, and we'll try to answer it as best as we can. So, Alex, go ahead and put up the number, and let them call in, and we'll go from there. So, once again, tell us your name and where you're calling from, and shoot your question, please. Okay, so here we go. That should be it, yeah. Okay, the number's up, so let's see. Who will make the calls? Okay, here we go. We got our first caller. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hello, my name is Pedro, and I'm calling from San Jose, California.
Pedro, how you doing tonight?
This is a question for... Pretty good, bro. Pretty good. Shout out to both of you, man.
Thank
Been
you.
consistent watching these shows every other Friday. Quick question for both of you. I know you guys believe in the Euphrates rivers, and I know they're drying up, and it says that when it fully dries up, there's going to be like 4 demons that are going to come and kill a third of humanity. I just wanted to know your input on that because, well, then I also read something that said that a third of humanity already took the vaccine, so that might be it. But I don't know. I just want to know both of your guys' input on that.
Okay. Now, are you referring to the scripture in the book of Revelation?
Correct.
Okay. Now, one thing that I always tell people when reading the book of Revelation, before I get to your question, is please read the Old Testament because there are many words that the Old Testament prophets use that John uses. For an example, if you were living in the time of Moses and I had asked you to describe a helicopter, what would be your best description? People would say, I saw a man, I saw a bubble, I saw something so loud, sounded like 1,000 horses, and it was flying. Okay, so I think many times when we read the book of Revelation, many times it could be taken as a figure of speech, or if you will, sometimes it could be literal. I've studied hermeneutics on when it comes to how to interpret scripture, and I once again, I believe the best commentary for the Bible is the Bible, and the interpreter of the scriptures for me is the Holy Spirit. Now, when it comes to that, I can give you 2 different answers, but they're long because you're asking me a question that most prophetic scholars can't even answer themselves. Okay. But, but I will say this, that, that has still yet to happen, and I believe it's still in the future. So if you can contact me, I don't know if you have Instagram, I can shoot you a little bit more. I do. Yes, please contact me. Let me know that you were the first caller, and I will give you more info on that answer. If you can do that for me, please. For sure, man. I appreciate that. I would definitely agree. Yeah, definitely. Anything you care to add to that?
I believe that it's happening, bro. I think the Euphrates River has dried up completely already, and yes, the 4 angels that are bound there, I believe that. I mean, if it's a reality of the angels, or it's like metaphorically speaking, a third of humanity will get wiped out. I don't know if a third has taken the jab or not, but I think it's gonna come literally in the form of a nuclear hit. That's what I believe.
Oh, okay. For sure, man. Thank you guys.
Okay.
Much love.
Yes, sir.
And just real quick, somebody left in the comments saying that Marvelous was the Stephen Hawkins of the hood.
The Stephen Hawkins. He actually wrote a book called The God Delusion. Yes. Hey, I'd rather have Stephen Hawkins than Richard Dawkins.
No, for sure. But shout out, man. Much love, and keep doing your thing, guys.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, homie.
Yeah, Richard Dawkins was a straight atheist. Okay, let me see. Oh, so was Richard Hawkins. So, caller, your name and where you calling from?
Caller. Are you getting a call from an old man?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are you getting a call from an old man?
Okay, let's go to the next call because that sounded like a recording. If you notice, she said it exactly the same way over. Okay, come on, callers, let's go. Caller, your name or where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Yuli, and I'm calling from Napa.
How you doing? You got a question tonight?
Yes. So, I don't know if you guys seen Conjuring the Third, how one of the criminal cases was done through a dynamic, possession. Like the guy was possessed.
Okay.
Have you guys ever heard or done any research on a criminal case where it's been proven that something like that has happened?
You know what? I'm trying to remember what movie recently, which they did that, where they proved that he was actually demonically possessed, and they claimed that it was a true story. Now, once again, since I don't, go ahead.
I think it was that one, Conjuring.
Oh, the Conjuring, yes, but it was one of those movies, yes, where they actually proved in the movie that the guy was actually demonically possessed, and they ruled in his favor. I've never heard anybody win a case like that other than that movie. Is it possible? I believe you have to have a lot of money and a good lawyer.
Was that the case, or was one of them similar to the one over the house that made the guy kill his family?
You're talking about the Amityville Horror?
Yeah, that one.
No, I don't think he ever went to court on that.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh well, he killed himself, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So no, I can't say that I have heard something like that other than that movie.
Oh, okay.
But it's a good question, though.
It's just I'm really into the criminal, like, murder mysteries. So I was wondering if you guys had any story to research.
Yeah, no, but the reason why that makes a great question, because can you imagine having a judge who's an atheist and he doesn't believe in angels, demons, or gods? God. So how can he actually even rule on something like that? So that's why I'm saying that will be a very difficult case. But if he can prove it, I think only a great lawyer would be able to prove that if he had enough evidence presented. Yeah. So,
if you like crime stories, I'm sorry, Tony.
Yeah.
If you like crime stories, they have a lot of good crime stories on A&E. And there's also another show that's on YouTube. You can watch it. It's called Mr. Ballin. He puts out so many good crime stories, murder stories, and just some crazy overall stories that he narrates for you.
Great.
Okay. Well, I actually watched someone on YouTube. You guys should check her out. Bailey Sarian. She talks about all those like murder mysteries, and she even has a podcast called Dark History.
Oh, the Dark History. I'll definitely check it out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, let's keep it going. And what did it say? Is there an old man calling? Okay, come on, you guys. Here we go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes. Your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Sarai. I'm calling from Phoenix.
Sarai, how are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you guys?
Good. You got a question for us?
Yeah, I do have a question. Do you guys, how would you guys protect yourself from brujeria? I just recently did an egg cleanse, and I swear I seen like the Santa Muerte, and it tripped me out. Like my parents didn't believe me. I thought I was tripping out, but I would see things, and I would feel things, and I eventually, did another little limpia, I guess, with the eggs. What would you guys suggest, or what do you guys think about it?
I'm gonna let Marvelous take this one.
So first of all, when you were doing that cleansing, wasn't that supposed to cleanse you out? First of all, just a question out of respect.
Yeah.
So now
right.
now that you've done that and exposed yourself and opened that door, do you think it was the opposite of what it was supposed to do?
No, I feel like it improved it. I felt a little bit more relaxed. I just feel like it keeps attacking me though, like due to people that I used to associate with.
And I think out of respect, that it's going to keep on attacking you. And I think it's going to get worse and worse because you're feeding into it and you're opening that door. The more you think you're cleansing, the more you're hurting yourself.
Really?
Now, how could she protect herself?
So I think you need to do a full a prayer. You need whoever you're associating yourself with, you need to break free from all that. Remove that from your life or around your aura. You need to cleanse your house, pray on your house. And just not having that stuff, you're gonna manifest all that into a reality till it overcomes you, and you're just gonna stray either. And I say this with all respect, okay? I'm not saying this to put you down or anything like that. It's gonna consume you, and you're not gonna like it, you know, and then you're really gonna be crying out for help, you know, and it's just you need to start cleaning yourself out before it's too late. You know, you're feeding a lot of that stuff, and you're manifesting that into your life right now.
Well, now, let me share this with you. The way I would take care of that, I've had people in the past that have tried to put like curses on me, spells on me, and stuff like that. Look, I say this out of faith. That junk didn't work on me. Okay, you're wasting your time. Because the way I protect myself is through prayer. I don't use nothing else. You know. Now, if I wanted to go a step further, I would take anointing oil and I will put it on my doorway.
Right.
I will put it on my windows, and I would pray over my home, over my children, over my property, over my finances, whatever the case may be, because that's where they're trying to attack you. And to me, it's as simple as that, but it requires faith to believe that you will be protected.
There you go.
A lot of times, we that don't have faith would go and talk to a tarot card reader, or talk to a palm reader, or talk to someone, and they'll say, all you need is a limpia and give me $50. You know, when prayer and faith is free. You know, you just have to make the sacrifice, because if not, look, there was a story where there was a kid in the scriptures that was being demonically possessed, and it would leave him and go. It would leave him and go. So there were times when the father of that child would say, sometimes it leaves them, and sometimes it comes back. So many times you can feel a little bit of peace, thinking it's getting better, but it'll come back. So you have to close that door. Be careful who you allow through those doors. Be careful what you bring into your house. Be careful what people give you. So that's all I'm going to say, is that it requires faith, and you know what? Continue to pray over yourself, for your protection, over your home, etc. So
I appreciate it. It went so far to the point that a medium actually came to my mom, approached my mom, and they told my mom like a little story about my mom when she was young, because my mom doesn't believe in stuff like that. My mom doesn't associate with things like that. She just doesn't believe in any of that. And they told her, that medium told her, watch out for your daughter. Your daughter, she has something on her, and she might want to do suicide. My mom didn't believe her, didn't say nothing. And without my mom telling me anything, I felt something very, very heavy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, am I tripping out? Like, I have kids, I have a family, you know, and I'm like, that's my motivation and everything. And I just felt so down, so down.
Yeah.
And I ended up telling my mom, like, Mom, you know, I feel weird telling you this, but I feel like doing suicide. And she told me, she's like, Mija, I need to tell you something. I'm like, what? And she's like, a medium just recently came up to me and told me this, but I didn't tell you anything because I don't believe in any of that. And as soon as I told her all that, she started praying on me and just all kinds of prayers. And
yeah,
you
know, always remember that this whole suicide thing, believe it or not, is just going to destroy your family. That's what it would do. It would just destroy your family. And that's not something that we want to leave for our families. And to be quite honest, it was just not a good thing. It's just as simple as praying and believing that you and your home and your family is protected. And I believe that's what would help you. So thank you.
Appreciate it so much.
Yes, thank you for calling in. Greatly appreciate it. Okay, let's keep it going. Let's see. Oh, yeah. All right. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Tennessee.
Tennessee's in the building.
And, my name is Juan.
What's up, Juan? You have a question today?
I just wanted to share a story with you guys.
Yes.
Before COVID, I had actually gone to a haunted house with a couple of friends.
Yeah.
We went up to Kentucky. Haunted house is actually a real hospital.
Okay.
You guys can look it up. It's called Waverly Hills Sanitarium.
Okay.
And that place right there, they used to treat back in the 50s, 60s. They used to treat a disease or something called TB, tuberculosis.
Okay.
And back then, they didn't have a cure for it, so patients would go there to literally like just live out their last days and pass away. So we ended up going there. During the month of October, they throw like they do like they decorate the basement, and they do like a haunted house. But being in line, people from that place were actually given the choice to people to see if they wanted to go and take a tour of the actual hospital. The hospital is about, I'd say, probably like about 5 floors.
Okay.
It's really, really big. So we got a tour of it. We decided, my friends and I decided to take the tour instead of going to the haunted house. We started walking around, and we got to a certain point where the tour guide told us that at the very top there was this like old bathroom, and the story goes that in that bathroom there was a nurse that hung herself, and on the doorway, and the people that actually wanted to go in to the bathroom and take a look and just explore, we were afraid to do it. I took a step in there, didn't think much of it, just curious, just walked in. Before walking in, I felt good, just, enjoying the moment, having a good time with friends. After leaving that room, I literally felt nauseous. I felt like drained. Like, I felt like I wanted to throw up. I just felt weak. I could just tell that I felt like a difference. Afterwards, at the moment, I didn't realize what had happened. I just really didn't pay much mind to it until I started telling people, and they told me too that I'm pretty sure something happened to you there. And I'm like, now that I think about it, it sure did feel like it. That was just an experience that I wanted to share with you guys.
Okay, thank you, man. Anything you care to elaborate on that, Marv?
How do you feel now, bro? Do you feel like something like entered your body, or what are you saying?
No, now it's just, I don't feel anything. It was just like a temporary. Couple of hours afterwards, I still felt it, but then afterwards, I felt better. I just felt like drained.
Yeah.
It was just a weird experience.
Thank you for your story, bro. It's just trippy. Be careful out there, man.
Thank you, man. You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I could say is that I would not be going to something like that.
Yeah,
no. But you know what?
No, I understand, but just with a group of friends, we just decided to go and never knew about that place until then, and it's really trippy. I mean, if you guys look it up, it's in Kentucky. It's in Louisville, Kentucky, and it's actual old hospital. Now it's just standing as a historic site, and they do tours there.
Awesome.
But also, really quick, I just wanted to let you know: are you guys familiar with the place? This guy, he does like scares and stuff. McKinney Maynard or something like that.
No.
He used to have a place out in San Diego, but then afterwards he came out to Tennessee to set up his place, and they did a little, I guess, like an episode of what he does on Netflix. I just don't remember the show that episode appears on, but he literally has people that want to take that, I guess you could say like a challenge or whatever, that he like makes people find this big, huge document.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's in Tennessee.
Right.
Yeah, and he will give you $250,000 if you can stay in there. I think it's 8 or 10 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, but you have to sign.
Yeah, it's a really long time. Right. Yeah, but he literally tortures you, and he makes you sign that document where he has no liability. There's no liability against him.
It's true. I don't know who would want to get tortured.
It's crazy. The sheriff actually gets called, and police has been called on him before, and they don't do nothing to him. It seems weird to me, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay, thank you. Maybe we'll cover that on our next episode, man. Thank you for that. All right, brother.
Thanks.
Yeah. Be careful with that.
Crazy.
Hello, caller. Let's see. All right, caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Oh, hello. This is Pepper from Monte.
What's up, Pepe from Monte? You got a question?
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah. I want a gentleman's opinion. What does he think about you know how people die, and when they die, they see the operating table. They can see the doctors operating on them, or they can see they see the light. They see, see their grandparents, or sometimes they see like evil stuff. So what happens when you die, and the person doesn't see no light, doesn't see no darkness, doesn't remember anything, but he dies? How do you interpret that? Like, you don't see nothing, and you come back to life, but you don't remember nothing.
Well, that's the $1 billion question that the world asked. What happens when you die? Now, there are things that you believe in. Mm-hmm. There are things that I believe in. Mm-hmm. Are we 100% correct? Okay, we'll leave that to ourselves. But now, there are other people that think differently. There are other people that believe that we fall into a sleep. Mm-hmm. Okay, there are other people that believe that there's a heaven and there's a hell. Other people believe in reincarnation. So all depends on who you're asking, because you're going to get a different answer every time. Okay, now, there are people that have had near-death experiences that I know personally. I've known people that have told me that they've seen their loved ones, and then they came back. Okay, that they were in a great place, almost to the point where they couldn't even describe. Yeah. And then I've known people that didn't see that light at the end of the tunnel. It was just complete darkness, and then something darker than the darkness appeared to them. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, and actually asked him, and I believe him 100% because his family was there to pretty much confirm what he was telling me. That this.
I have another question.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Just one question, my brother, because we got to get everybody in. So this one black entity, whatever it was, asked him, "Do you want to stay here or do you want to go back?" And he said, telepathically, I guess they were communicating. I'm going to go back. And he said that's when he woke up. But he was dead for 45 minutes. But he said when he saw that thing, it was like within seconds. So he wasn't in our time, if you will. So
he changed his life? He became a better person?
Yes, he did. So thank you for that call, my brother. You know what? But it's hard because...
You think norteños go to heaven?
Do I think a norteño... You know what? Let me answer that. Hold on. Let me answer this. Okay. Okay, I do believe in heaven, so I have to answer that, okay? I don't believe there's any norteños in heaven. I don't believe there's any sureños in heaven, okay? I don't believe that there's any good people in heaven. You want to know who's going to be in heaven? Those that have been forgiven. And that's my answer.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Let's go. So there it is. Okay. Let's go. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what's going on? This is Chewy from Tennessee.
Tony from Tennessee?
This is Chewy from over here in Tennessee.
Chewy.
Okay, Chewy from Tennessee. What's good, my brother? You have a question?
Yeah, is this Tony?
Yes, sir.
Damn, man, what a trip. Marvelous over there?
Yeah, he's right here. Say hello, Marvelous.
Hey, what's up, Marvelous? What's up, Tony?
What's up, homie?
Hey, so real quick, look, man, no info given, no nothing. Look, I'm in the military. Before I joined, must have been 2006, I saw some weird lights in the sky. I was with the homies. We were blazing. We saw some lights. There's some trippy lights in the sky. I would say UFOs, man. That shit was way too trippy. But ever since then, I saw those lights. That shit has been like PTSD because I've been in patrols in overseas. And I was looking at the sky when I was overseas to see if I saw those lights again. I never saw those lights again. So, what my question is would seeing UFOs, would that cause some sort of PTSD with some other people? I saw them in the States. I never saw them overseas or anything like that. And overseas, you don't have that much light pollution. So, I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts on that.
You want to go? Okay. I think anything can cause that form of PTSD, bro. Like, to be honest with you, it doesn't have to be essentially like what you call it, just whatever you're like grow up to be scared of, or you question or whatever. I mean, mainly scared of, bro. I mean, it's gonna cause that PTSD, bro.
Final answer?
Yeah, that's all I got on that.
That's his best answer, my
Yeah,
brother.
bro, I can't, you know.
So, I mean, I don't know if that's the one you wanted to hear, but that's the best. I mean, like,
No, that I was just wondering because you know, while we're overseas, we're thinking about this all this other stuff, but in my head, and I was in Cali, you know, I'm from SoCal originally, and
yes,
I've been around all that, but the whole time I'm overseas, I'm thinking, although I'm thinking about all this other stuff, I'm like in the sky, I'm looking like, I don't know if that makes sense, but like at nighttime, I'd be looking in the sky, I'd be like, man, I wonder if I'm gonna see that shit again.
You are,
know
bro.
What I mean?
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that too.
But I hope I see it again, man, because that shit was it was scary, but at the same time I see that shit again. But hey, Tony,
yes,
hey,
sir.
your arm's looking huge, man. So make sure you give a shout out what your routine is. Marvelous. I like listening to you guys, and I'll see you guys later.
Thank you,
Appreciate
my brother.
you, homie.
Thank you.
That's crazy.
Okay, let's go. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, I'm gonna make you go on there.
Hello?
This is some scary.
Hello? Caller. And they hung up. Okay, so let's see who the next caller is. I don't think they thought we answered. Okay, let me see. All right. There we go. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Well, I don't want to say my name, but I'll tell you where I'm calling from, San Luis Obispo.
All good, my brother. How you doing? You have a question tonight?
No, I just wanted to tell you guys a story. The reason why I'm not stating my name is because I work for the state of California, which is Hearst Castle.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty much a museum.
Yes.
And I actually do the night shift, so we do security at night. But I've been there for about maybe going on 4 months, and I wanted to tell you some things that I encountered working there most recently.
Yes.
And we have walkie-talkies, and I'm not too familiar with the ghost stuff, but every now and then our walkie-talkies will, it almost seems like we're getting an EVP, they call it, of people whispering on our walkie-talkies. And I talked to one of the, the lead security guys that's been there for, he said, like about 30 years. And, maybe because I'm new, he really doesn't tell me too much, but he always tells us to turn off the mic or turn the walkie-talkie off and then turn it back on. So I had did that, and I had told him as soon as I did that the lights are not that great in there, due to electricity, and we do have sensors around that place. But as soon as I turned off my mic, everything shut down. The whole building just collapsed. It's like pitch black out there, Yes. And we're out there in the middle of nowhere, and we could see the stars just bright, and then all of a sudden I see flashlights, and they're telling everyone just to stand still, stand by, and not move. And maybe after about 17 minutes, the lights went back on, walkie-talkies started working again. And they say the transmission from our main house, which is where the gas load up down the hill, had blown out or something. And that's the reason why the whole system shut down. But, like I said, I took in pictures there at night, and I could possibly send you some,
please do.
Kind of, glare and stuff that I've seen. And even my eyes didn't look too good when I took the picture, like a selfie,
Yeah.
I'll be in like the ballroom, I take a picture, and my eyes, it just didn't look too good. And people say, did you use a filter like a Snapchat? I tell them, no, man, and people tell me if I hear scary stuff, all I get is like really cold temperatures every now and then, and like the chills, and it's real boring,
Right.
We don't have Wi-Fi out there, nothing. We just, do our walks around the yard and stuff like that. But
let me ask
I
you,
definitely can tell you.
let me ask you a question, okay? Do you believe it's haunted?
Yeah. I'm not one for the supernatural, but I've been feeling some type of entity there, you know, and we have stuff, you know, old rugs, chairs, tables, you know, and every now and then, things will get moved around, you know, and even the picture frames are not even nailed to the wall. They're, like clamped down on, some clamps. And I asked one of the older security guards, hey, what, you know, just so people don't pull them and take off running. And he said, you know, I don't want to say it, but a few times they've actually flown off the walls. I told him, nah, dude. He said, he just laughed. He says, no, I'm just kidding you. But yeah.
Okay.
So like I said, I'm the newest one there. And, you know, I don't know, man. Maybe there is something going on and they just don't say it because maybe they think I'm going to quit, you know.
Right.
But, you know, I'm out there in San Simeon, you know, and we deal with the Coast Guard too, you know, because they come out right there. We have coffee on the lower booth and the police officers because they watch out for, you know, panga boats for drug smuggling.
Yeah.
And, you know, I talked to a few of them and asked if they've seen anything out there because there's a lighthouse called the Casa Blanca, I believe. And they say, you know, sometimes we see ghost ships.
Damn.
I say, what's that? I say, oh, it's something like we see a ship, but it's not on our radar. Like, and sometimes we think it's a panga boat, you know? And most of the time we don't even go out and chase it. You know, we just wait for it to come to shore.
Okay. Listen,
but yeah, man, if you guys ever have a chance.
Do you follow me on Instagram, bro? Because I would love for you to send me some of those pictures, bro.
You know what? I don't. And I had just came across your podcast, I should say.
Okay.
Because I was looking for like spooky stories and I came across Weird California. It's a website and what you said, like Freaky Tales. I thought it was like urban legends or something.
Right.
And I just seen you guys tonight actually. And today's actually my day off.
Okay.
But usually I'm there Monday through Thursday.
Okay,
and
listen.
It's a trip out there, bro.
My Gmail is freakytalespodcast@gmail.com. If you can remember that, Freaky Tales Podcast.
Oh, yeah, I got it right now.
Okay,
yeah.
and send it to me
I'll
there,
blast
bro.
you off an email tonight, and the subject's going to be Hearst Castle.
Thank you, sir. Greatly appreciate you, man.
All right,
okay.
Talk to you.
Let's go. All right, let's go, you guys. I know sometimes people want to talk, but it's so get to your question, sir. Your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what's up? This is Nashville calling from Lancaster. I just had a question for both of you guys. I don't know if you've seen the Matrix trilogy.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys think we're living in something similar to that.
You know what? I think Marvelous can answer this one better. But I have seen those movies. I'm a big fan, of those movies. I'm also a big fan of John Wick. Okay, so I'll be honest with you, I didn't like the last one, but do I believe that we're living in something like the Matrix? As of right now, I'm going to say no. Marvelous, do you have a different answer?
Why no?
I need more info.
More info?
Okay, see now, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't believe it's real. Mm-hmm. But because I don't know, that's my wisest answer.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. To answer your question, bro, the Matrix was a documentary, not a movie. And yeah, I do believe it's based off of facts, bro, and how we're plugged into this, or they're trying to get us plugged into this supercomputer. A lot of people are distracted, bro, and I believe they use a form of hypnosis through television that keep us hypnotized to all their agendas and propaganda that they do. And as well as emitting a frequency to act as a form of hypnosis as well. So yeah, I do believe like the Matrix and all that stuff. I believe like I believe exactly what you're asking, bro. That if that's what you're asking, yeah, I believe that, bro. We're living in a simulation sort of per se.
Okay, and that's the best answer we can give you, bro.
All right. Yeah, I was just curious because I also kind of think we are.
Okay.
But yeah, just not sure.
All good.
All right. Thanks for taking my call. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. Have a good night. I just need a little bit more info.
Info.
That's it. So let's keep going, guys. We got a couple more minutes. We got about 15 more minutes, and then it's going to be a wrap. So
it's a wrap.
Here we go. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
East LA.
Ooh, East Los.
East Los in the building. What's up, my brother? You have a question?
Yeah. It's for Marvelous.
What's up, bro?
How you doing, my boy?
What's up, homie?
This is Moreno.
What's up, Moreno?
What's up, right? This is Moreno from East Coast. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Do you believe in cloning?
I believe in what?
Cloning, like where they clone, they can make
cloning
something like similar to somebody else.
Oh hell yeah! Like I talked about it in the last one, bro. That there's two facilities I know about. One in Canada and the other one in Australia, bro. The one in Canada is called Clonate, and yeah, they use stem cell, all that stem cell research and all that stuff to clone people, bro. I think that's a major part why they ask you for your DNA and all that shit, not for a census to get to tell you what ethnicity you are, but I think it's a form of manipulation to clone us, bro. I think that's what they're doing. A movie, if you want to check.
Even when you go upstate, they ask you for that.
Yeah.
For your DNA, you know what I mean?
Yup. They probably cloned you, homie.
Telling you.
Now,
but there ain't no one like me, though. You know what I mean?
Ciao. That's right.
Now, as far as
the one and only.
As far as the movie, what movie?
Oh, the movie's called The Island, bro. I don't know if you've seen it, homie, but go get that movie, The Island. Watch that shit with your lady, and then hit me up, dog. Let me know your input on it.
I got you. I'm gonna look for it.
All right,
much
homie.
love, respect for both you guys.
Hey, you too, homie.
Okay, we out. Let's go. Here we go. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
My name is Sergio.
What's up, Sergio?
From Koreatown.
What's up, my brother? You
How's
got a question?
everything?
Everything's great.
Yes, sir. I do have a question. First and foremost, I wish everybody well. Hope all is well to everybody listening, and everybody, even you guys right there. Hope all is well. Blessings to everybody. I want to talk about a UFO abduction.
Okay.
That happened in. Give me a second. Happened in, I believe, 1972 in Italy. My question is, do you guys believe in UFOs?
I believe that there's something out there. I'm not going to use the word, I'm sorry to say this, Martians or humanoids. I don't believe that there's a metal thing flying around in the sky. That's what and then think that it's extraterrestrial. No, I don't believe in that. I'm a skeptic. Okay, when it comes to UFOs, to the whole Area 51. Do I believe Area 51 actually exists? Yeah, I do believe it exists. But I do believe that there's ever going to be a visitation. It's going to be from our own government. Mm-hmm. So that's what I believe.
And me, I believe.
Understood.
And I believe almost similar to the same thing, bro. I don't believe the UFOs have to do with any like extraterrestrial shit, but it has to do with the fallen angels that are here. But as far as the abduction you're talking about, are you talking about that man in Italy, that one dude?
Yeah, correct. It was a man in Italy. He was a watcher, a late night watcher. He was Italian. It was Italy, 1978.
Right.
He said that he seen like I'm gonna say like Bigfoot creatures coming out the UFO. Mm-hmm. So my question is, do you maybe believe that any and all your Bigfoot sightings, maybe there was a UFO that dropped them off somehow, some way? Since they said that they seen them coming out the UFO or nearby the UFO.
I've heard a lot of those stories, and I'll tell you why. Because I grew up with a father that believed, in Bigfoot. He believed in UFOs. He believed in extraterrestrials. He believed in shadow people. He believed in demonic possession. And I was raised with that. My father was, though he claimed to be Catholic, he wasn't a very religious man. He was well studied in the scriptures, but also very well studied when it came to UFOs. Even dabbled a little bit. When I say dabbled, read up on demonology. So he had like a buffet of information, but when he had no point. It was almost like taking a shotgun and spitting a bunch of BBs in my face. He just threw a bunch of stuff, and he never really taught me.
Yeah.
He just told me.
Damn.
So he would say, I would say, Dad, about, el Bigfoot is de veras? Is he real? And he was like,
me
yeah, a UFO dropped him off.
Oh man.
And he goes, and then when you can't find them, it's because the UFO picked them up, like they zapped them up. And I was like, oh, all right.
I never heard of that story about a UFO dropping off Bigfoot.
Yes. Again, whether it's true, that's just what my dad taught me.
That's crazy.
That's pretty much what the watchman in the night saw. He said he saw this UFO, like this red orb or like UFO shape, metallic and everything, but it had like a red glow around it, and that he's seen it in the crop field, and then he said he's seen the two creatures coming towards him, and it was two Bigfoot creatures.
That's probably the same book my dad read.
I don't know.
Probably the same story my dad read.
I'm sorry?
I said that's probably the same story that my dad was sharing with me. That the Bigfoot he got dropped off, and so.
Yeah. Also because I'm into all that. I'm into all that the ufology community. Also because I have witnessed numerous UFO sightings. Mostly I used to go to Malibu Beach by the rocks, like at 12 or 1 in the morning, almost every night. With binoculars, night vision. Sometimes with my primo, like two homies, or maybe my girl, or whatever. But I used to like every time I went, I just told them like, let me zone out, let me see what I see, and I record it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I have like over 100 pictures and I apologize, over like 100 video footage and like over like 800 pictures of UFO sightings that I think I've caught on camera UFOs.
Damn, you caught a gang of,
and then I tell the homies, I'm like, damn, fool, I don't know who to send this to or something like to put it out there, like. TMZ. And he's all like, you just handle it. I'm like, damn, dog, I don't know. And then now I'm like, man, let me speak about it because I have some crazy footage that when I show the homies and when I show my family too, I show my family, I'll be like, I'm yeah. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. My first UFO sighting was at my mom's backyard. Is in Guadalajara, Jalisco. I went over there and and the first night I got there, it was raining. I'm not gonna lie to you. Empezó a llover. And then I was in the back, and my mother like, Junior, neta dormir. Like, nah, ma, estoy bien. I took one of my homies from Texas. Texas made. I took him with me. Anyways, long story short, I had my niece with me too. My niece and my nephew stayed up. They're like, hey, tío. What's the age with you guys? They don't know nothing about it, but I took out. So I looked up, and sure enough, dog. I don't know. I think I've seen something. I haven't on footage, but this object was moving so fast, and then at one point when I believe it recognized that I was filming it, so it like stopped and it gave me a show. It gave me like a dope show because it like my bad, I burped.
All good, my
brother.
But
it pretty much covered, like it covered itself with a cloud. I'm not lying to you. I put this on everything I love. I have it on footage. It's crazy because I was like, what? And then I'm like, and it came back. The cloud around it just vanished. And I'm like, what? Nah. And I'm like, I got you on film, man. And it was just crazy, man. And after that day, that was the first day, first encounter, first UFO sighting, and first time I recorded it. And after that, every day I was recording. Every day I was looking up in the sky. I didn't care how the people looked at me no more.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on.
Hey, sometimes
it got crazy.
Sometimes when Tony's getting filmed too, he puts on a mean show.
Big time, huh?
Serio.
So, all good, carnal.
Hey,
bro, but thank you for calling me.
Thank you, homie. Appreciate your call, dog.
Yes, sir. Thank you, bro. It's just that, like I said, you guys, please get to your question. We're not trying to have conversations, and I say that respectfully, por favor. Okay, caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, Kera from Arizona, bro.
What's up, my brother, in Arizona? How you doing? You got a question?
Hey, you and Marvelous, man. You're so dope, bro.
What's up, homie? Appreciate you.
Hey, I have a question for both of you. So, when people take pictures and sometimes you capture like an entity or something like you're like facing the glass or something, and it shows up. What do you think that is, bro?
Oh, me. Okay, so I know that catches orbs and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I know that to be the frequency that's being manifested from that spirit or whatever. But then I also do believe that the spirits that are here, bro, they're not like spirits from our from anybody that has passed on from us, bro. Those are the spirits of and I'm going by scripture again. Those are the spirits of the abominations that were created, bro, by man.
Also, that's like a bad spirit, because I have a picture, bro, that I took a long time ago, and in the reflection you could see a black shadow, and the figure's like a lady, bro.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you care to, I would love to see it. If you could send it to Freaky Tales Podcast at gmail.com. And I would love to see it.
For sure. Hey, I won't take up the time, man, but you guys have a good night, bro. Thank you for answering.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. We got less than 10 minutes, so if you guys want to call in, please get straight to your question. Please. I know a lot of times people want to talk, and I get it, but we just want to respect everyone's call. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, bro? This is Paco from Springville.
Okay. What's up, my brother? You have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to share my my ghost or whatever it is, like an entity that I saw.
Okay. Please get right to it, bro. 'Cause we have a couple of minutes left, and I want to get some more phone calls in.
Yeah, for sure. Well, this happened when I was I slept in bed with my mom. I was about 15, and there was my parents were fighting, so there was a bunch of drama in my house, and we were sleeping back to back, and when I turned around to move my body, there was a woman standing, floating, and her hair was wet, and she looked scary, bro. She looked like something evil. And it scared the shit out of me. When I jumped up, I saw a black figure go out of the room, and it had hair like a woman. And I could describe her like when you go to the park where there's a lake and there's like dirty green charco de agua. She was like that, like just something dirty.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me. I started questioning my sanity, but I wasn't tripping. You know,
Let me ask you, did you ever see this again?
No, I never saw it again, bro. There was I know that when this happened, my mother had took away a dirty book from my cousin, like a little witchcraft book that she had. She put it in that room, in that closet.
Wow.
And I told her what happened. She got rid of that book.
It makes sense, man. It makes sense. So, anything you want to add, Marvelous?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. That's just crazy. That's like, man, imagine being asleep with your whatever in the bed, and you wake around and you look around, and there's a fucking like a crazy ass face standing above you and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thank you for calling and sharing that story, man.
But anyway, that's it, bro. That's it, bro. You guys have a good night.
Hey, you too, bro.
Thank you, man. Okay, you guys, we got about 5 more minutes, and then we're out of here.
You should tell people, whoever has crazy ass shit, like pictures, send them to your email, bro.
Caller, your name and where you calling from?
This is Joseph calling from Lakewood.
What's up, Joseph? You got a question tonight?
Yeah, man. I just wanted to get you guys' take on dreams, because lately I've been having trippy dreams, and it's crazy because sometimes my dreams, like, they kind of come true, you know? Like, I had this dream about my brother getting in a car accident, and he actually ended up getting in a car accident, but luckily he's okay. But I have been having these other dreams, and it's really creepy. It's like I have dreams of family members getting possessed and all this stuff, and it's just really trippy. I just wanted to get your guys' take on that.
Well, I do believe that dreams, at least in my opinion, many dreams do have interpretations, meaning they do have messages. And many times I just think that some dreams are just dreams, but there are dreams that actually stick with you, like throughout the day, the next day, possibly even for a week. I could probably count on one hand how many times I've had the same dream, but when I had the same dream, I dreamt it exactly the following day, exactly, and on the third day it happened. So it probably happened to me like 4 different times, you know, throughout my life. And there are many times that I've had dreams that were so terrifying that I would hope and pray that I didn't dream it the very next night, because I didn't want it to be manifest. I didn't want it to happen. You know, so
Yeah.
So I do believe that some dreams do have messages, and maybe you're just allowed to see what's about to happen to someone, possibly. So anything you care to add to that, Marlis?
No, bro. I don't know. I mean,
Do you believe that some dreams do have messages?
I believe that most dreams have messages. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the best we can give you, brother.
Thank you, man. You have a good night.
You too, bro. Hopefully we got a chance. 2 more phone calls. Okay, 2 more phone calls, and we'll call it a night. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Manny from Phoenix, Arizona.
Manny from Phoenix, Arizona. How you doing, brother? You have a question?
Yeah, I want to ask you and Marvelous about if you guys have a dream that you guys might have had, but like a positive dream, you know, and something like in life, you look back to that dream and like kind of muster up strength from it when you're going through a hard time.
Yeah, you know what? Let me give you one, okay? And I know it's going to sound kind of funny, maybe not something you want to hear, but I'm going to be honest with you, okay? All right. I don't know why this thing froze on me. Okay. One time I was going through something in my life, and I didn't share it with nobody. And I decided to pray. I really did decide to pray because I believe in a higher power. I believe in God. Okay.
Right.
And
Right, yeah.
so what I did, I said, you know what? Let me just get on my knees and I'm going to pray, and that's how I approach God. And I said, you know, what am I doing? I even began to question my faith, and I said, you know, right now I really need to know if you're with me. That's what I said.
Yeah.
And believe me, I was in a point in my life where I was probably at the bottom. Like, honestly, I had hit rock bottom, and I didn't know what else to do.
Damn.
So what I did, I remember being in the shower, and I began to sing a certain song. And it was a certain song that somebody had introduced me to.
Purple Rain.
From their church.
Oh,
okay.
My bad.
And so what happened was I began to sing it. And I sang like a verse, and then I just stopped because I thought it was silly. But I thought it was a church song, maybe something to, lift me up, okay? So make a long story short, before I went to bed, I prayed again. Now, in the scriptures, the dove represents, not that it represents the Holy Spirit. It says that the dove came down on Jesus as if it was a dove. The Holy Spirit came upon Jesus as if it was a dove. That's what it said.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm walking through this desert, bro, in this dream. And all of a sudden, I see a dove from a distance flying. And here's what I said. God, if that's you, please let that dove fly to me. And the dove was going that way, and he flipped the U, and he came by and flew right by my face where I felt his feathers. It shocked me where I woke up. Okay? Now, this is the one that's going to bless your socks off. Okay? I have a friend that I usually study with. Hadn't seen him in a couple of months. Showed up that day to my house. He knocks. We're talking. And he tells me, you're going through something, huh? And this is after maybe about an hour of talking. And I said, yeah. And he said, okay. All right, brother, I'm going to let you go. I can see you're not really all there right now. Maybe we'll catch up later on in our studies. I said, all right, cool. So I walked him out, okay? I walked him out. Before he leaves, he says this, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, bro, but I think you need it. And I said, okay. And he goes, come here, man. So he reaches over into my ear, and he sings the same song that I was singing in the shower. And he said, that one's for you.
Damn. That's a trip.
Now,
yeah, those praises, those praising songs are real.
For me, that was a faith builder. And then from there, it was all good for me, brother.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. Those are good ones.
So that's the best that I can give you, my brother. Anything you
Yeah,
want to
thank
add,
you.
Marvelous?
Yeah.
No, I haven't had, or I can't think of any dreams that I had that are like that, bro. Like my dreams are pretty graphic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. You were the last call, man.
Awesome, cool, great show.
Okay, brother. Stay
I didn't
blessed.
catch all of it, but I'll look back and check it out.
Yes. Okay, brother. You stay blessed. Okay. All right, let's go. That was the last call. The last call. Marvelous. Thank you once again. Let me go ahead and log out of this so that way, because if not, people are going to continue to call. So let me log out of this really quick.
All right, we got a super chat.
Go ahead.
Super chat.
El Tubo dropped $2.
He said El Tubo.
Yeah, El Tubo. I don't know. I can't even tell what it is, like his profile. But he says, can you talk about sleeping paralysis?
I'll tell you what. We'll talk about that, and we'll cover that a little bit next week, if that's okay with you guys, because we're going to try to get in every Friday this month because it's October. So, like I said, we're going to try to get into that. But other than that, anything else, Alex?
No, that's it.
That was it. So I want to thank everybody that tuned in, everybody on the live chat, everybody who liked, comment, subscribed, everybody who disliked. It doesn't matter. You guys still watched. I want to thank everybody who has been requesting more Freaky Tales, everybody who's requested Marvelous and has applauded him for being on the show. Also, I want to give a shout out to my team, which is Norbert. I want to give a shout out to Alex Cervantes. I want to give out to my son, a shout out to my son B. Scanless, and to the Hip Hop Jedi. And once again, to my co-host, Marvelous Inc. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the show.
One more super chat.
And we have one more super chat.
Yeah, it was Square the Florist. He dropped $4.99. He didn't say nothing, but shout out to him.
Shout out to him. Go ahead, Marvelous. Any shout outs, anything you want to say? And then I got one announcement.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for the team putting all this together, bro. They're a big help. Also, thank you to you for having me on this platform. And thank you to everybody that tunes in and shows their love and support. And just to my kids, I love you guys. Absolutely.
I want to see something real quick. Okay, here it goes right here because I want to give an announcement. Okay. I want to give an announcement because Marvelous Inc. just did about a week or two ago an interview on a podcast channel that has close to 4 million subscribers, and it is Soft White Underbelly.
Right.
Soft White Underbelly. Now, I had predicted, because it dropped this morning, this interview. I believe it's like a 40-minute interview, I believe.
I think so.
Okay, and I predicted that by tomorrow morning it will be at least at 100,000,
Right.
but it's already at 113,000.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I want to encourage you guys to go check out his interview on Soft White Underbelly podcast on YouTube. And the reason why I'm encouraging you, because this man is very transparent. He shares about his mother, he shares about his father, he shares about his grandfather, and he shares about his upbringing, and he shares about his children. And I think there is something that we can take away that can benefit us, you know, on just by his story. I think we can be blessed by his story. And if you take a look at the comments, many people were actually blessed by hearing this man speak. You know, one of the things that people kept saying was, never judge the book by its cover. I like to say the reason why they judge the book by its cover is because they can't read. Okay, so go check that out, and then we are still working on putting together your podcast.
Right, we're still filming.
Yes, we're still filming. Marvelous Minds. Minds, it's with a Z at the end, not an S.
Right.
So go to his YouTube page and subscribe. I encourage this man not to go live until we hit at least 10K. I think we're maybe at 6, close to there, subscribers.
Right.
But subscribe there to Marvelous Minds if you want to hear this type of teaching, because if I'm correct, as soon as he starts his podcast, he's going to be exclusive just to his podcast. So once again, you're going to get teachings there that you probably would not get anywhere else. So other than that, Marvelous, anything you want to add to that, or we're good?
Thank you, bro. Thank you for that shout out. Thank you for everybody that subscribes. Thank you for everybody that has motivated me and urged me to do this along the way. A special thanks to Tony again for helping me with everything, encouraging me, giving me wisdom, showing me how to do this and not to feed into, you know, any bad energy. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the crew right here. Yeah, let's keep it pushing and start building these bridges.
Absolutely. You guys, once again, see you guys Friday. Thank you for tuning in. It's a beautiful full moon. Have fun and expect the unexpected, and we'll see you next Friday, 8 p.m.